to go for mid-game Guardians. We've actually seen this a few times where basically there will be a tech switch to Hydralisks and Lurkers, and then all the remaining Mutalisks that were on the field for the harassment, if there really wasn't a good harassment that took place, they will then morph into Guardians, and then you'll see Guardians along with Mutalisks and Lurkers. So that is can be a very powerful push. Certainly Guardians are not that effective. We have not seen them used very effectively against Terran or Protoss. But and the fact that Flash is always scanning, that's one thing that I tend to remember. There's the Hive. Hive is up now already. So Hive tech is up, and at this point, pretty much the goal is to kind of keep the Terran player in midfield and keep him from directly attacking. There's the Lurkers. We don't yet have Guardians up, and they haven't really shown the base to see if a greater spire is forming. Wow, actually kind of a mistake there by Flash, losing the reinforcing group. A great job by Common intercepting that. Flash is going to have science vessels out fairly quickly, but until he does, the Lurkers are going to be able to defend from these attacks. A pretty big force coming in there. Flash knows that top third expansion is up there, and I almost feel like Com might want to go for another expansion coming here fairly quick, because we are getting into the end of the mid game, going into late game here pretty quickly. And Flash, I mean, at this point, Flash can definitely stay with where he is, but Com, I'm just worried that he's going to kind of be caught in the middle of this here. But anyways, right now, Flash not committing to any attack. He knows he doesn't quite have he probably scanned, knows he doesn't quite have the science vessels out yet, so he's probably going to wait for a science vessel or two. A little bit miss micro there. See, you miss micro once against that group of Marines, and you lose. You lose Mutalisks. And there is the Greater Spire. So as I mentioned, and we do see the Lurkers coming out as well. So we are going to see that from Com. Com is going to fly off these Mutalisks to some remote location. He's going to morph them to Guardians, and then he's probably going to get a decent force up of Lurkers. He might even go for Cracklings, but I'm assuming we're going to see Hydralisks and Lurkers here. And he's going to try to move out here, definitely with a solid 3 bases up and running. So right now their economies are fairly matched, although Flash has a higher food count at this point, and Flash is just really good at macroing. He has the tanks up with him as well. He knows there's going to be Lurkers on the field. He's probably already scanned it. And essentially Flash is waiting for the first science vessel before he moves out fully, although he is going to move out here and try to kind of get a feel for what's going on in the field. There are the Lurkers running for dear life. Almost getting a snipe off on the tank, taking it down to half health. Com doing much better job, I feel like, controlling his Mutalisks on the field. He's able to kill the reinforcing group of Marines earlier. He's able to try to get a snipe out on the tank. All right, science vessel is out. I don't see any Scourge on the field yet, which I'm pretty surprised for. Flash is going to try to move in here, taking out one Lurker. Look how many units Flash have. Flash is 30 up on the food count to Com, and just a really strong medical marine force. There are the Guardians morphing right now by the secondary base, right to the right of the secondary base. These Guardians have not been detected as far as I know. Defiler play out as well, because Hive, we might see Defiler play is going to be key from defending this base right now. There's only one sunken. Oh, and no turrets up here at all for Flash. I think a mistake by Flash, something that I think the observers were pointing out before. Oh, and the Irradiate has not been researched yet, so Flash is not going to be able to make this attack. And Flash completely losing mining on the second base here. This is going to hurt him, and he is going to lose that scan as well. Oh, and there's the first Wraith. First Wraith is going to be able to, but 2 Scourges waiting for the first Wraith. Scourges are going to be able to take out this Wraith, no problem. If Com can micro them, Com is going to bring them in. Wraith is going to go down. No, it's not going to go down, but neither are the Scourges. Okay, one Scourge goes down, another Wraith out as well, and more Scourges coming out there. Com would love to, and this is a problem with Guardians, is that Guardians really, I mean, they can't attack air, so as much as you can do for them, and and they tend to pop fairly quickly. Oh, and losing all the Scourge coming in. All of the Guardians are going to go down. The Guardians have done their job, though, which is destroy the refinery, kill several SCVs, and completely keep Flash from mining at this base for about 30 seconds. So even though the Guardians are going to go down, I think that was a good attack. You know, might not have been even as far as the minerals and gas spent versus the minerals lost. There is Com going for another base right now. I'm really worried about this base. In fact, it is about to get owned if Flash cannot defend this. The Wraiths are going to go out to scout and try to pick off some Overlords, as you can see right there. So, Com right now, I mean, he got the tech up fast. I'm worried about this base right here, though. Oh, and the Swarm able to go up. So again, though, the problem with Calm at this point is Flash is such a heavy force in the middle there that Calm is essentially using his high-tech units to defend. He's using it to defend his bases. I'm wondering if he is trying to hold off to Ultralisk. We've seen Zerg players do this, where they essentially try to just turtle up, use the Swarm as a defense, and then wait for Ultralisk to come out. But I'll be honest, I mean, Flash is macroing like such a beast here, and he's able to get the base, the second expansion up as well, and some Marines, some key strategic Marines there to ward off any sort of oh, good snipe there, ward off any sort of Zergling attack on the right side. Nidus Canal right in front. Could be the first thing. Oh, and you guys can hear that sound. That is Lurkers getting irradiated. And Calm not being fast enough with Scourge. When you guys look at the map, there is green in the middle of a bunch of yellow right now. Flash just has a lot of units. He is at 142 food count right now to Calm's 81. And this is the problem, you guys, ladies and gentlemen. This is the problem with teching up very fast. When Zerg techs up that fast, they expend a lot of resources. They do not macro. So right now, Calm needs to get into macro mode. He needs to focus on getting macroing up. Again, he might be waiting for Ultralisk, but by the time he gets Ultralisk, it might be too late because Flash is going to be on his doorstep with, 50 medic Marines. One thing Flash, I don't think, has been doing very well, though, is irradiating the Defilers. So that is one advantage at this point. But again, there's a Swarm to defend. That's one thing that my brother tends to complain about when I play him. When he is Terran, we just played a couple Terran games, and I was actually able to beat him. Of course, I can beat him in this off race, but I can't beat him in Protoss. But it is hard being a Terran playing against Swarm because anything you shoot into the Swarm does no damage to anything underneath it. The only thing that can do damage is fire bats and siege tanks. That's really it. And even then, it's only splash damage that's being done, so it's still far less damage than than without the Swarm. So, all right, big attack going in here by Flash. Flash, oh, and a beautiful Swarm. I gotta hand it to Calm. Calm is slowly gaining on the food count here, slowly but surely. There is the Ultralisk Cavern that is up, going in for an attack here. He is going to be able to take out this force of the Marines and or with Zerglings. No, yes, barely getting the attack on the right. More Marines coming up though to counter that, and a lot of Overlords. I'm wondering if Calm is maybe possibly trying to go for some sort of drop here. He is going to go for another expansion, it looks like. But Calm playing the turtling Zerg in this game, and you know what? It just might work. Flash has a lot of units, but if Calm can keep macroing, and if Calm can take out this command center, which is being built over here on the right side, oh, but it is lifted just in time. I haven't seen any Hydralisks on the field out for Calm, so I don't think he's going to... Oh, but look at Flash. Flash had all the SCVs transferring, and now they're like, what am I doing? Where do I go? The SCVs want to take a break and get some donuts because they are not going anywhere right now. Flash with a very scary force in the middle, has a lot of medic Marines, but they've just not been able to go anywhere. They're all dressed up. Oh, and a nice plague off. Finally getting a radiate down on the Defiler. Defiler probably able to get one more thing off before it dies. I think he got one more plague off right there. Here is the first Ultralisk. Ultralisk. Oh, and getting sniped there. All that Calm has to do is essentially bring out one Mutalisk or a couple Mutalisks, and all those science vessels are one hit right now. And I think that I hope Calm can take out one of those Flash's bases, because that is really what he needs to do. Calm has been pretty much unharassed. Siege is up for the tanks. Once Siege goes up for the tanks, we're going to see Terran start to move out right now. Terran really has not done a whole lot. Oh, and a great, I don't know if that was a drop or he just moved them up, but a nice job keeping the just two lurkers that are going to die from Irradiate. But Calm doing a good job, good Swarm, keeping Flash on his toes. Flash able to micro out with almost all of those units, though, plagued. And unfortunately, it looks like Calm's not going to be able to get that base up right there at the 12 o'clock. But able to save the drone here. So Calm playing very well right now, able to really macro up, and I'm waiting for Calm to move out. I'm waiting for Calm to do